maybe we see this one come through as the quintessential counter to the Zyra.
5-0 on that pick.
It's been a good one. Ian as well for the longest time undefeated with that Syndra.
Most recent game was the first loss, 8-1 on Syndra. Exhaust comes down.
Yeah, Exhaust comes down, Charm connects in here. Faker still holding on to the flash gun, trying to turn this one around. The Spirit Fire coming through, flashes in. The orb will not connect, it was shorted.
There was an orb flash there from Faker.
Yeah, that was a bit misdone by Faker. Almost certainly would have had the kill on the backswing. Try to sustain through.
Faker got 6 first.
Oh yeah, he's gonna go ahead, dash forward with the Spirit Rush. Lands the charm, orb comes through this time. One more hit would do it. No, actually, the last charge doesn't get it, but Peanut getting the killing blow with the smoke screen. First blood to SKT.
Writes itself. Smoked Peanut was just exactly what was on the menu there for it to take down Ian. Honey roast?
Yeah, honey roast probably.
Very nice. Beyond ults.
Oh, that's going to be the exhaust coming down onto Bang. He'll flash away from the grasping roots, and he'll be all right to go ahead and walk his way back. Beyond still hovering around in the bottom lane. Jumps in, gets on top of the Ashe.
Solo.
The heal comes out. Piercing Arrow connects as well, but Bang is still alive, and now they're going to try to turn this around onto Beyond. Beautiful end of the line into collateral damage from Peanut. Comes up with another kill.
It just has a flow-on effect in other lanes. You know, they were already losing bot lane, now losing it even further in mid lane.
Here we go, yet again, Faker dashing in, the exhaust comes down, lands the charm. Ian going to be dead, tries to trade something back, but can barely get a scratch of damage in. He goes down.
The 2 kills that have now come through in the mid lane. Peanut is massive.
Now he's going to come around here and just chunks out Beyond with the collateral damage, taking him down to half HP. Hawk shot thrown out, so he has clear vision of both ADD and the Rengar.
Gonna get a control ward, gonna steal a blue, gonna get literally everything.
Gets so far ahead in experience. As well as gold. Ashe Arrow now down on the max. Bullet time comes down right on top of it as Bang finds the kill. He'll be taken pretty low by that Piercing Arrow and the help of the plants. But
2016 Rocks Tigers special coming through from SKT's bot lane there. Really no answer from the side of MVP.
Oh, well, Ashe Arrow comes out. Bang not going to find a target, but Max gets chunked out. Might just go down. Bang locked up though, popped up into the air. The heal not going to be enough to keep him alive. He will get traded back on. Looney chums the waters, won't find a connection on the Maha. Gonna go ahead, dash forward, takes him out as Peanut actually finds that killing blow. And ADD now all alone in no man's lane, takes the dredge line away, but has to just go ahead and try to hug the turret instead. Charm connects, Beyond arriving, Faker taking up the turret at the moment, dashes away the Spirit Rush, throws down the exhaust onto Beyond. As ADD does fall, Hooney gets the killing blow. SKT will have to go ahead and peel back as Ian arrives. Nice charm, stopping him from maybe flashing in aggressively, but no turret going to come through for SKT yet.
But slot efficiency can be very important in competitive play.
Oh, Ian getting charmed. Hooney nearby, has chummed the waters, tosses it out, zoning Ian away from the turret, who throws out that unleashed power, but it's just going to scrape the surface of Faker's HP bar. Now Beyond jumping in, trying to trade one back, has to flash away from the charm or else he would have gone down.
Good teleport locations as well.
Faker waiting, finds the charm onto ADD. Still gets chunked out pretty decently, almost down to half HP as Peanut has started up this dragon. Ian comes around the side. Drake goes over, Peanut getting hit by that unleashed power, still okay at the moment. The stun will not clip him, he's trying to kite back. The best of his ability, but gets popped by Maha in the end. Full time coming out, not going to find too many targets. Ian's going to be the first one to fall as the charm connects and Fizz dashes in, taking out Maha. Both the damage threats from MVP have been eliminated, as well as their tanking front line. It's just Beyond and Max walking away with their lives, but SKT, they win out in kills, they get the Infernal Drake.
And MVP have shown on their day that they have some chances. Play the Ruin King Ashe means that, hey, why not a 22-minute Baron?
I know. I do like MVP quite a bit, but right now, there's a lot to be desired. Ian getting locked up. Charm won't connect, throws out that unleashed power as Hooney cheats forward. They'll get locked down by the bullet into the chain of corruption. Can they pop the Fizz? The answer is going to be yes. Nice stretch line from ADD. Helps lock him down long enough to get the kill. Depth charge thrown out just to stop SKT from advancing any further.
Yeah, but then you take an ult as well, and then you're kind of done.
Sure.
Nothing against Nautilus, so there's arguments for both. It's mid lane.
All right, well, Hooney comes in on the backside. Ian is way too far forward. Throws out the unleashed power again, trying to chunk out Peanut. Won't be able to do it, and ADD got himself in too deep. Following in with the Syndra, costs him his life. A double kill goes over to Peanut. 13-3 on the board.
Beyond is the same level as Peanut, so that's one thing they've got going for them.
Well, Beyond really thrives in these 50-50 chances. And Maha will go down. He jumps in looking for Hooney, but he makes it onto the troll pole just in time to keep himself alive. Faker takes out the Rengar, and that will certainly be the Baron going over, unless Max can
he's done it
pull off
before.
his miracle steals.
He's done it with the Thresh hook.
We've seen it with the Thresh. We've seen it with the Lulu. Can he do it with Zyra? Be damn impressive, you have to say. It's going low. Won't be able to get it. Spike comes out from Peanut, so sorry, Max. People to find him.
Piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy.
Oh, Peanut from downtown. Peanut. Still the hunt coming through. Beyond looking for the chase. Smoke screen down. Peanut makes it out fine. Meanwhile, Maha, he gets taken out. 1v2 here from Huni. Comes up with a kill. Just going to get a little bit of damage down onto that Nautilus, but don't think a kill's going to be coming out from that. But Faker, he dashes forward, trying to find Ian, but they trade it back. We'll lose the flash. Beyond getting locked up, and that should just be another kill going over to SKT. It is Bang finishing off Beyond. A 2-for-1. Faker just getting a little too antsy, a little too aggressive down there.
You see how many health bars Huni has on this tank Fizz. It's very, very tanky, so we'll not be going down to the Nautilus anytime soon. Doesn't even need to back. SKT pick up what they're looking for. That is the bot lane inhibitor. Huni's coming deep.
Yeah, he's coming in with the TP inside the base.
He wants a Syndra.
And he's just like, oh, hello. Just, goodbye.
That's why you accept your fate. Ian can only smile.
Yeah, it's a bit of a wry smile there from him. He's like, yeah, there's not much else I could have done. Huni's going to bring up the wave. Meanwhile, Faker going deep yet again. Lands a charm in onto Max. Gets focused out. One more hit would do it. Depth charge coming through. Oh, what a way to die from downtown. ADD coming up with the kills. He tries to get back to the fountain. It's not going to work out. 3 members dead on MVP. The second inhib goes down. Final minions going to be bumped up by that Baron. It's do or die time here from Max and Beyond to try to hold on to the base, but you have to expect that this is likely going to be the finish here for SKT. Beyond jumping in, tries to kill off Bang. Won't be able to do it now. Huni looking for Max. Will force the flash into the fountain as he watches the base crumble around him. 30 minutes on the clock. SKT absolutely dismantling MVP in game 1.
It's the 28th kill of a 30-minute game. We almost got kill a minute. That's not Korean style, but the Echo has been the staining matchup. It's picked most commonly will be double teleport.
A shove Beyond off of this red buff.
When he's battling against ADD and Beyond, who need to focus on the objective and it resets. Great job by Huni.
Yeah, they get the reset, and Peanut's just taking away these Raptors in the meantime. Huni will get jumped on. Faker trying to arrive now. He's going to pop the ghost so he can get there fast enough. ADD getting jumped on. That's going to be Peanut coming up with first blood already. MVP's train completely getting derailed just 2 minutes in.
Ian's going for quite the walk. He's like, all right, you guys can do it. I can do it too.
All right, I don't need CS. This is fine. Hook coming through. Max not going to find the connection, but Ian has the phase dive, jumps in onto Bang. Oh, so going to arcane shift away. The Devour's there from Wolf, and Ian's roam is all for naught.
Yeah, level 1 on the Tom Kench, maybe that works, but level 2, your target selection options get pretty damn minimal.
I mean, same with the Ezreal, having the arcane shift to create that much more distance.
Like the idea. Trying to make something happen when everything went so poorly. Bot lane is top lane.
Bad for Huni. Couple more hits. Flash for flash. Huni going low.
Proc. 1 health.
No, it's not going to happen. Huni dips so low.
It was 1 HP, exactly.
1 HP. Ticks back up, drops to 5, and then lives in the end. The Doran shield keeping him alive.
Not even close, baby.
Not even close.
No mana item as the first purchase. That's level 6.
Still a hunt coming through. Beyond has that ward down. They can safeguard too. ADD's arriving, but Chump the Waters goes completely wide. Peanut doesn't want to stick in here. Oh, the blast cone. Gonna bump him back, and now ADD might just have the kill. Looks like he'll be okay though. Peanut able to eject himself. Has that flash to take him up to safety. ADD gonna have to do the same, but Unleash Power coming through for Faker, who goes low, and they actually trade this one back. Ian finds it. Huni able to burn out the Fizz. Peanut wraps around from the side, jumps back in. Finishes off the Fizz, a 2-for-1 to SKT. Yeah.
I'll be part of a montage, I guess.
Well, Kramer got his, he just had the chase forward pretty deep. Huni now gonna get jumped on, big equalizer thrown down, Beyond gonna dash back in, but just gets solo killed in the 1v2. Now with the arrival of Peanut, they should be able to trade this one back in. ADD goes down, a double kill to Huni.
But you're right, teams get very creative thinking, okay, there's Rumble counters, and let me tell you, I play solo queue. I'm a big Rumble player. Named my dog after Rumble. Had a cute corgi named Rumble. Back in Australia when I was there, I had to give him up.
Oh, flash. Faker gonna juke the wrong way, gets dragged back in. Box comes down, he will fall. So does the turret in top, so first brick to SKT.
Something about banning comfort, but Wolf's been excellent this season. Faker's
Oh,
hit.
Ash Arrow, yep, finds Faker straight into the death sentence. He'll go down. MVP.
Working away some frustration.
Yeah, they're trying to find some victory here in the mid lane.
Hey,
well,
killing Faker's pretty cathartic.
feels good, but everything else about the game is that feel pretty terrible, you'd have to think. Maybe play towards his bottom side of the map where Baja is way too far forward, has to flash away. TP's going to come through from ADD, immediately canceled.
He's looked great. Definitely had some down games himself as well. As SKT really want this outer mid lane turret.
Parallel convergence connects. Huni going to get kicked back in with the Dragon's Rage. Goes low, drops out the red carpet, and Beyond just gets destroyed. Devour comes through from Wolf. Ian almost goes down in all of this. Exhaust thrown in onto AD, trying to get that kill onto Huni. Won't be able to find it as the Death Sentence connects onto Wolf. Pops that gray health shield. Dodges out of the parallel convergence, just trying to get himself away. And Faker, with the pushback, takes out Ian. Almost has his unleashed power up. Was able to get that without the ultimate, and now SKT still going to push back forward. Bang, coming in. They find the lockdown onto ADD, but Peanut gets locked up with a death sense.
No one on SKT will die.
Almost goes down from that turret shot, but they're able to juggle it well enough to come up with the turret kill. He's just been going along such a thin line.
He has an Abyssal Scepter and Leandri's at 16 minutes.
It's disgusting.
I mean, he can turn around a 1v3 pretty easily.
Oh.
Goodbye.
Well, not a 1v3, but a 1v1. Shield coming out from the Dark Passage, definitely not enough to keep.
This is not normally
alive.
how Fizz versus Rumble goes.
Well, ADD having to cut up towards the wall, and Peanuts coming in to cut him off. Come the Waters comes down.
We'll get away.
Flashes away. He keeps himself alive, but has to blow the ultimate and the flash.
Here at the Abyssal Voyage. Remember, they do have Abyssal Voyage and the Rengar.
They're looking for Ian, who's going to try to maybe just trade one back here to the best of his ability. Snap back, not going to connect on the bang, which means that he is going to be dead before Icy goes down. And Ezreal finally finds a kill.
Now once the red goes in, because he had his W.
Away, kicked in to the box is Peanut, getting slowed up, trying to create some distance here with the cube, but won't be able to do so. TP coming down, Huni has dropped that equalizer, gets a bit of damage in, that's going to lead to a double kill here for Faker. It's popped to the side for the blast cone. Can he find it? Yes, he does. The triple comes out, and that should almost certainly be barren for SK Telecom as they all walk over there. And TP's coming through from Ian, who has respawned. And SKT, they're so close to it, but they don't want to risk it. They go ahead and they peel back. They're just going to let this heal up.
Well, they're going to do this very fast.
They are burning away at this one. Redemption's going to come down. That would be one hell of a steal if it was able to happen, but not going to come through. Peanut as the smite. 2 kills picked up again for Faker, stretching further ahead. 7-3-3 now on that Syndra. And MVP, this should be the final nail in the coffin.
We'll see if they can push through. It's still very early. 30 seconds on Lee Sin, 20 or so onto Max. Minimum an inhibitor. We'll see if it takes any more objectives, as that's already popped the thrill of the hunt. ADD's bot lane for some reason.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on with that one.
Probably should have reacted a bit faster, but, reality was they were going to lose the inhibitor whatever happened.
Nope. There we go. One more hit will do it. And
even run in the Baron buff minions in top lane as well.
Yep.
Make the gold lead comical.
Go ahead and get rid of that one. Ian just trying desperately to scare them away with a phase dive, but is too terrified himself to go for it. ADD stunned up by the Syndra, makes it up onto that playful trickster. Last auto attack, not going to take him out. You can see the heal and the flash coming through will take him away from the true shot barrage. ADD makes it out with his life, but it's definitely a group effort to keep.
If you're into reliability, being an SKT fan is very reliable. 2014 accepted.
Yeah. It's kind of like being a Patriots fan. Watch American football. Maha just going to take all of the damage as Unleashed Power rips right through him. This is the last stand here for MVP, and it's not looking good. Ian snapping back in. Barely gets any damage down onto Wolf, but he is able to execute Faker in the backside of the fight. But that's 4 members dead. ADD all by himself, trying to defend. Won't be able to do anything here to stop SK Telecom from shattering the base, from taking this series and forcing MVP into a tiebreaker tomorrow.
Tiebreaker will make things a little bit interesting tomorrow, as they had good matches but not necessarily implications.
They're holding off. They want to kill him.
They do. They want to pad the KDAs. SKT had a training match, nothing more, nothing less.
Pretty sure it's going to be a long one ahead, but Thank you very much. But this is the interview translations with Joel once again, and we are here with SK Telecom with another 2-0 victory. We've seen a lot of those over the split as they confirmed themselves as a top team in LCK this split, and we're here for them with the entire team for the interview. How do you feel, Pina, about the win? Just the split, overall, I feel like, it's another victory, but I feel like this split essentially really went really fast for us. And everything just flew by for us, and it was a wild ride for sure.
SKT 멤버들 중에서 피너스 선수만 예전 락스타이거즈 시절까지 쳐서 4연속 결승 직행이에요.
And including your past season, Pina, you're the only one in SK Telecom who has been to the finals for the 3 straight seasons. Yeah, I think as you all know, it's all due to the fortunate situation with teammates.
선수는 다른 얘기를 한 적이 있었어요. 그 SKT가 대부분 스프링 스플릿에서는 썩 좋은 성적 거두지 못했어요. 밑에서부터.
And the history with SK Telecom is that Spring Split hasn't been to their ways, and in the past history of SK Telecom fighting for the Spring Split finals, and they didn't really get the results they wanted.
뭐 일단 저는 뭐 아무렇게 생각 안 하는데.
I don't really think about that too much. And the fact that our current result is that we're heading to the finals, that's just what it means for us, and we don't really think about anything else.
그리고 제작진분들이 여기 알려주셨는데 오늘 피너스 선수가 혼자서 굉장히 일찍 부스에 들어와서 계속
One of the producers told us before the game that you came in extra early today, to practice a little bit more.
저번 경기 이제 코치 당하고
Before the previous match, it was a really disappointing performance in my standards, and I really wanted to improve that. So any extra practice time that I could get, before the game was really needed for me.
그동안은 리신이랑 앵가 플레이는 진짜 맹수 같고 정말.
We've seen a lot of Lee Sin and Rengar plays from you, while spectacular ones from you, but Graves is something that we've really been surprised by your plays today, really blowing off on that champion. But anything to do with concentration or any kind of difference that you felt today's game? I never felt that experience was an issue with those champions, but in the first game, I think it was really due to my teammates really helping me out and really making me look better, to be honest. And the smoke screen kill was an extreme surprise. It was the first in my career. And Faker, you're nodding right beside him. And we want to talk to you next. Faker, how do you feel about the win, first of all? I really wanted to have fun today, but the coaches really wanted us to play hard. And regardless, it's a win nonetheless, and I think that's what all matters. And today you're really on fire, more than you are in the past games. And it seemed like even the second game you were behind most of the early game, but you came back strong in the late game. Well, isn't it obvious? But with the last hit nowadays, I think I just kind of purposely leave it and miss the last hits. And that has been shown through practice. So I think that's why I'm passing up the kills a little more nowadays. And Ari and Syndra were your picks today. And you faced off Syndra and Echo with those champions respectively. And there are a lot of talks about those champions that you picked today, and you're seeing if they're really good, but what do you think of those champions? Well, Ari and Syndra matchup, Syndra is a better matchup, better in that matchup, 1v1. But I think team contribution, the way you can contribute to your teamwork and the team fights, and I think that's a little bit stronger on the Ari. I think the second game also goes the same way. I think Echo is a little bit better, at roaming around, but I think Syndra is better with the team contribution.
그리고 페이커 선수가 약간 어떻게 보면 아쉽게 정규 시즌 MVP 포인트에서
And Faker, just by a short margin, you didn't get the regular season MVP. But did you have any thoughts on that? You know, letting it go to Crown this split.
확실히 이제 스프링 시즌에서 되게 잘하는 모습을
I think
보여줘서
just watching Crown play throughout the split, I think he did a really spectacular job this split. And maybe I deserved it, but
오늘 경기에서 혹시 내가 받을 만했다. 그렇죠.
did you feel like you should have received it today?
저는 1경기는 주실 거라고 생각했고요.
In the first game, I thought they would have gave it to me today,
같다고 생각을 했는데 안 주시더라고요.
but they didn't.
예, 그리고 2경기도
And the second game too.
1등 했는데
I had the most damage dealt, but they still didn't give it to me. But I still understand why they didn't give it to me, because I know Huni did a spectacular job throughout the game.
다른 선수들 표정이 좀 되게 약간 재밌는 것 같아요. 어떤 표정인지 좀 미묘한 그런 느낌이 있습니다. 자 그러면 이어서 훈이 선수와
And we want to talk with Huni next.
훈이 선수 오늘
And Huni getting pumped up.
하신 것 같아요. 아무래도 탱커보다 딜러를 더 좋아하는.
And it just seems to me that just overall you go with the DPS champions rather than the tanks.
한번 탑을 잡았으면 딜로 끝내야죠.
I think if you're a top laner, you have to go damage. That's my philosophy.
그래서 정합 피즈 확실히 좀 좋다고 생각합니다.
And Ignite Fizz was a surprise for us, but do you think that's a viable choice?
보기에는 피즈는 점화예요.
I think Fizz, if you're gonna pick Fizz, you have to go Ignite.
상대 그 탑라이너 분께서 피즈 하셨는데 점화 안 들어서
And I've seen the opposition Fizz pick out the next game, but didn't pick out Ignite. I think that was his mistake.
많이 피즈를 해봤는데
I've played Fizz many times, and Ignite and no Ignite is a big difference, and you have to get Ignite with
차이
Fizz.
좀 심한 것 같아요.
So there's a big difference on that one.
확실히 좋다라고 생각하신다는 말씀이신 것 같습니다. 그리고 두 번째 경기에서는 진짜 명장면이었죠.
And second game,
몇 가지 내려갔었는지 아시나요?
and second game was a really,
보고 계셨어요?
it was a crazy game. You know how much health he went down to? Yeah, I saw it. It was 1 HP. It was pretty crazy.
아 이거 진짜 점화했으면 죽었잖아요.
See, right there. If that was Ignite, I would have died.
그렇죠.
저 점화했으면 갔어요.
Nah, I would have gone. I was gone, man. If that was Ignite right there. See, but Fizz, you need Ignite.
정하면은 저렇게 안 싸우실 거 아닌가요?
싸웠어.
Wouldn't you have not fought like that if the other Fizz had Ignite? I think I still would have.
예.
You know, I
저도 욕심 부려도 아마 죽었어요.
I would have just been greedy and probably just died right there.
요즘 루시안 메타가 돌아오고 있잖아요. 그러게요.
And Lucian is coming back to the meta, Huni.
효과도 있고.
And you know, with the Bloodlust, you can work with the Lucian, and there's so many ways that you can make the Lucian work, Huni. What do you think about that?
개인적으로 한 번쯤은
Well, personally, I think it's worth one game of Lucian,
와 그냥 루시안으로
and just like, you know,
하고는 싶었는데
get the Lucian, but I wanted to, but you know, the higher superiorities, they have the say in what I can do and what I cannot do, and cannot do is that for that question.
잘하는 모습을
I think I want to show finally a good side of myself, and you know,
같아서 오늘도 마지막
so even with the last game where we could have played a little bit more fun,
또 그걸 포스트 시즌까지
I think, you know, having a win today does translate over to the playoffs. So I think a win for us today was important,
말씀이신 것 같고요.
nonetheless.
럼블에 대한 숙련도와 승률이 굉장히 좋아요. 럼블.
And Rumble is seems to be a mastery pick for you. What do you think about it?
럼블은 당연히 지금 S티어
Yeah, Rumble is a top tier.
네
It is an S tier champion right now in the top meta.
오셔가지고
0티어요.
It's the 0th pick, if you know what I mean.
S는 뭐의 약자죠?
What does S stand for?
A보다 좋은 거 아니에요?
Isn't it better than A?
저도 굉장히 선호하는 표현 중 하나예요. 그렇죠.
아메리칸?
네.
짱스맨.
You guys probably understand that one.
라는 말씀이신 거죠?
그리고 제가 또 이제 숙련도가 제일 자신 있는 챔피언
And
그 중에 하나가
regarding the mastery, is one of those champion is Rumble.
럼블만 하면서 살아왔던 것 같아요.
I think I've just, you know, been playing Rumble my entire life basically, you know. And I think Huni does equal Rumble in a mathematical equation.
할 때마다 잘 나와서
And I think every time I pull it out, it just turns out to be a good result. So it's a very trustworthy champion of mine.
네. 역시 전승 계속 이어 나가시길. 마지막 질문 하나만 더 해보자면 최근에 훈이 선수 옛날에 재밌는 영상이 좀 화제가 됐었어요.
The last question I want to ask is a funny video of you. Do you know what I'm talking about?
수밖에 없죠.
Yeah, there's no way to forget that.
SKT에서도 어떻게 제작해볼 생각?
Do you have any thoughts of recreating that video with SK Telecom?
말이 들리긴 하는데
Yeah, there have been a lot of talks about that video, but
나올까봐 무섭긴 한데
I'm kind of afraid that the remake actually might happen.
멋있는 다시 모델로 돌아오겠습니다.
But I want to come up, return as a cool model of SKT.
주어지지 않을까 싶네요. 자, 그럼 이어서 뱅 선수와 얘기를
And moving
나눠보도록
on, we want to move on to Bang.
소감부터
We want to first of all hear about your win.
오늘 이겨서 좋고
I'm very happy about the win.
결승전만 남았는데
And I think the only game we have right now is left is the finals, so I'm very happy.
좋아요, 이연타네요.
네.
네, 알겠습니다. 애쉬와 이즈리얼로 또 활약하는 모습을 보여주셨어요.
He played the Ashe in Israel today. And Ashe is still considered to be the top tier ADC.
오늘 저는 두 번째 경기는 혹시 루시안 쓰지 않을까?
But Israel was a kind of a surprise for where we thought you would have played Lucian instead for the game too. Is there a reason for the pick?
지금 몰락한 왕의 검이 상향이 돼서
Yeah, with the buff of the Blade of Ruin King.
안 좋았던 점이 6렙을 찍었을 때
What wasn't good about Israel was after level 6, the 1v1 phase against other meta ADC weren't that great. But I think that weaknesses has been covered with the new item buff and with Lucian though. It's not good. I did play Lucian against Longzhu recently, and I think I heavily regretted that. I don't think it's not that good. Don't play it, guys.
이거는 약간 닌자의 신발 냄새인가요? 아니면
Is that due to the Ninja Tabi? No, it's just Lucian. It's just not good though.
할아버지기 때문에
예.
루시안 좋지 않습니다.
Yeah,
예.
I can tell you the same that Lucian is not good.
루시안의 메타가 아니에요, 죄송한데.
I have to say that Lucian is not meta right now. I don't know what you guys are thinking. It's really bad.
요즘 메타에서 원딜 뭐가지?
What's the best ADC then in the current meta?
이제 바로스.
I think Varus still. Kog'Maw.
지는 별로고.
아, 지는 대회 때 좀 나오는 거 봤는데
Jin,
왜 하는지 모르겠어요.
comes out often in competition nowadays, but I don't know why people play it.
템 바뀐 것도 그렇고.
I think with the recent changes with the items
죽은 불꽃이 또
네, 네.
너프가 됐고.
and with the Deathfire Touch
템까지 너프가
nerf
됐거든요.
and the armor pen nerf as well, I don't know why people would play Jin.
아닌데 쓴다는 거는
And the fact that it's an armor pen,
이상한 것 같아요.
native champion, I don't know why people play it. It's weird.
본인만의 생각이 역시
It's a personal opinion, right?
맞습니다.
That's very true.
이라고 생각 안
아니요,
했거든요.
주관이라고
아,
말씀드린
예.
거예요. 예. 뭐 디스 이거 그런 거 전혀 아니죠. 예. 이번 스프링 스플릿에서 1000킬을 달성하시면서 멋진
And you
찍으셨어요.
achieved your 1,000 kills this split.
기억에 남는 에피소드 같은 게 있나요?
Do you have any specific episodes that you remember from your career?
했었던 건 기억이 난다. 뭐 이런 것이라든지.
그 1000킬 영상
네.
저 정말 만들어 주셔서 감사한데.
Oh, thank you so much for making the 1,000 kill video.
님이 말씀해 주셨던 게 있는데
But
이게 좀 잘못 나간 것 같더라고요.
what the coach said about my Israel, it was a little bit misinterpreted.
나오지 않았을 때부터 코치님이 제 이즈리얼 스크림 때 한번 보시고는
And I think that was before Ezreal was ever really meta, and the coach saw it, and he said that I think my Ezreal is the best in the world. But that was, you gotta understand the timing of when he said that.
그 영상에서 보면은
And it seemed like when you see in the video, it seems like Ezreal was completely meta, and everybody was playing it. And even compared to all those players, that my Ezreal was the best Ezreal in the world. But that wasn't really what the coach said, but it was just when it was completely off meta. That's what he said. So it's very important for you guys to know that.
예. 근데 뭐 그렇게 예. 뭐 문제가 있으면
But I don't think it was ever problematic thing.
이즈리얼을 세계에서 제일 잘한다는.
And it's still a very viable thing for you to say that you are the best Ezreal in the world.
코치님 얘기 나온 김에 코치님이 또 오늘 만우절이라서 그런지 약간 뭐 재밌는
And with April Fools, we still want to talk about the coach. That I think he's been playing a lot of jokes on you today.
컨셉이라는 생각 드시나요? 아니면 진짜 진심으로
Do you
원하시는
feel like he really wants you to be like that?
잘 모르겠어요.
I'm not sure.
근데 코치님이 결혼을 하시고 싶으신 것도
But with the
있겠지만
coach, I think
연애를 하고 싶어 하시는
I think regarding marriage, if you want to ask, I think he's more interested on dating. Yeah, I think that's his first priority there.
백 선수와 얘기를 나누다 보면 또 이제 김정현 코치의 얘기도 많이 나오고 또 둘만의 그런 에피소드도 있기 때문에 이런 질문도 한번 드려봤고요. 자, 그럼 이어서 울프 선수.
And lastly, we want to move on to Wolf. You can transfer the microphone.
네, 안녕하세요.
Hello.
생일 축하드립니다.
Happy birthday, Wolf.
오늘도 멋진 활약 보여주셨는데 울프 선수는 언제나 참 뭐 MVP도 조금 안 따라주고.
And Wolf, you always lack on those MVP points.
이런 것에 대해서 어떻게 생각하세요?
And how do you feel about that lack of MVPs?
근데 그 문제는 물론 저뿐만 아니라
I wasn't a happy birthday. It was a congratulations on the win, by the way, guys. No confusion.
문제라고 생각해서
But yeah, I think with the MVPs, I think it's important to win the game rather than to get the MVPs.
좀 깜짝 놀랐던 게 울프 선수가 굉장히 격하게 막 뭔가 불만을 토로하고
And but you don't really seem like that off the stage, where you seem to complain about not having getting enough MVPs.
KDA가 그 제가 경기 전에 귀게임을 해주셨는데
Yeah, I saw that
코어 장전 선수보다
before the game that like Core JJ, when he got the MVPs, that he had a deathless game and he got the MVP for it. So I thought,
그 장면에 제가 죽을 뻔했거든요.
but you know, when I saw that, I was so jealous of that. But
그래도 좀 어시스트를 못 먹는 챔피언이랑 탐켄치가
I think you know with the Tom Kench that it's really hard to get assists if you know the champion well.
안 죽어서
And with a KDA that didn't die and did so well, kind of sad.
KDA 1등도 욕심이 났다 이 말씀이신 것 같네요. 그러면 1경기에서 유일하게 노데스였던 거 혹시 아세요?
And did you know that you had no deaths in the first game?
저는 최대한 안 죽으려고 게임했어요.
Yeah, I think today I really didn't want to die, and that's what I was focused on today.
그랬으면은 좀 죽더라도 뭐 시야 좀 더 먹고 뭐.
And then, you know, I think if it was a rather unimportant game, you could have said that, you know, even if I die, I could have just said I died, you know, putting some vision on, but
사실 미룬 건 없어요.
I think I'm okay. I didn't really expect anything from it.
언제나 탐켄치를 잡으면 또 존재감을 보여주시니까. 아 그리고 울프 선수 하면 또 서폿계 대부이자 뭐 서폿을 대표하는 선수잖아요.
And you are really a representative of all the support players.
서폿들의 활용에 대해서 어떻게 생각하세요?
But what do you think of the current champions being played for support?
근데 뭐 여러 뭐 약간 뭐랄까 영화나 뭐 무협지나
You know, with
애니메이션을 봐도
any kind of
원래
movies
기본이 제일 중요하기 때문에.
or animations or anything like that,
그렇죠. 기본
the basics is the
하는
most important, and the fundamentals are the most
캐릭터들이
important things.
뭐 끝까지 좋게 나오잖아요.
And you know, those that stick to the basics, stick to the fundamentals, turn out the winners at the best.
대머리 나오는 펀치 쓰는 그 친구 있잖아요.
예.
그 친구도 이제 기본을
And there's a character in one of those animations that, you know, he sticks to the basics.
저도 뭐 기본이
And he turns out to be the winner at the end, and I'm kind of like him.
그러면 저 개인적으로는 그 벨코즈 서포터와 럭스 서포터 이런 픽들은
And
전략적으로
if there's any Vel'Koz or Lux support, can it be a situational pick as support? What do you think about that?
생각이 어떠신가요?
What do you think about it?
저는 그렇게 좋지 않다고 생각해요.
I don't think it's that good.
이유도 딱히 없는 것 같고.
And I think it's one of those champions that,
팬분들이 뭐 라인전을
like,
상대가
why
뭐
would you
이상한
have to
걸
pick
했을
it, you know, over
때
anything
좋은
else?
부분도 물론 있겠지만
I'm sure, you know, there are positives to those champions, but
챔피언이
with Karma and those meta champions,
플레이어의 역량에 따라
and I think, you know, depending on the players themselves, those champions can really shine.
별로네, 저는.
So I don't really prefer those champions.
하시겠네요.
네, 저는 안 쓸 거예요.
네 알겠습니다. 자 그러면 이제 마지막으로 SKT를 대표해서 응원해 주시는 팬 여러분들과
And do you want to say anything to your fans out here today?
다들 네. 페이커 선수가 약간 다들 좀 웃기시잖아요 사실. 뭔가 말씀을
그러면 언제나 대표는 저죠.
Well, I guess I'm the always one to say that. I have to be the one to say it.
선수는 안 하나요?
They're doing rock paper scissors to decide who should say the last words. So Peanut gets the microphone. He gets the last say.
스플릿 거의 뭐 주인공 역할이었죠. 또.
네. 결승전 제 이제 네 번째 결승전인데
It's my fourth
제가 이제
finals
무대에서 좋은,
already.
네, 좋은 경기력
And thanks to,
보여준
you know, the wonderful teammates that
이번에 진짜 열심히
I was able to look
준비하면서
much better than, you know, I could have been.
말들 다 깨고 싶고, 네,
And I
저희
really
팀
want to, you know,
와서 꼭
break all the
우승하려고
criticisms
하니까
or any kind of doubts that people have about our team, and we want to really just do well and hopefully pick up the win in the finals. And that's the end of the review. And sorry about the Wolves misinterpreted birthday, but back over to you guys.